Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Kryptonian saying here, bringing you guys a review for Black Clover chapter 319. And I gotta say that Lucifero greatness, we are here. We are getting the carnage and the bloodshed and just the utter domination that I've wanted to see. This is how you book a villain. While this was a action-heavy chapter, there's still a little bit that's going on here that really stands out, and I have to say that this is one of those times where with Black Clover, you've had villains where they kind of stood out. Lucifero, he's being shown to be strong for the sake of being strong, but Lucifero just has this aura about him, and this superiority complex that he has, and the fact that he's backing it up so easily, this is good. This is really, really good. I think that we're in the process of seeing potentially the best villain that we've seen in all of Black Clover. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a little bit biased, so I'm going to tell you that I do have my fanboy cap on, but not because I'm a Lucifero fanboy yet. But anytime you get somebody that is in a scene that is recreating a scene from Bleach, I'm going to get a pop. So in that moment when Lucifero is going up and you see Noel's brother and he's got his hand right on his face, the reason why I love that scene right there is that he basically did the Ichigo face palm that Ichigo did on Aizen. So I love that right there. That right there was an automatic 10 out of 10 for me personally. Now, before we get into the chapter recap slash review, I do want to say this right here. There was a very, very beautiful panel that was done towards the end where you have all of the captains on the double page spread and you got Lucifero right beneath them. The reason why that really caught my eye is Tabata did something very brilliant right here. So essentially we know that Lucifero, he's got that gravity magic, right? Well, the way that the captains are drawn on that double page spread is symbolically they're being shown that their battle spirit and their fighting spirit is just so overwhelming that it's taking up most of the actual page that they're sharing with Lucifero, and it's showing that their battle spirit is just weighing down on Lucifero in that panel because their weight and the size of the panels they have are kind of crushing down on Lucifero. I thought that that was very fitting given the fact that Lucifero's spirit has just been dominating them all throughout the chapter. They can't do anything to him, but their resolve to win is just so great that Tabata showcases that with the way that he does the panel layout. So if you're coming from the Naruto Explained channel and you're seeing this panel here, this is what I mean when I say a really great mangaka understands panel layout. This was a very well laid out panel right here. And this is an excellent usage of a double page spread. Now, backing up, we're going to go back over some of the chapters. So I did think that it was pretty sweet how the chapter opens up and you see all of the Magic Knights, they're assembled, and Lucifero is just standing over all of them. And what I like about that is that you get this moment where Charlotte's thinking to herself and she says this, high gravity, we're captain class Magic Knights and we couldn't even fight them without the support of real spells. So I did think that that was a nice payoff on the fact that we at least know, like, okay, the reason why they're coming in so clutch right now is because of the circumstances that they have. They have really good support magic that's helping them. And after Lucifero gets called a monster, we see Mereoleona, we see Jack, they're rushing forward, and then all of a sudden they're doing their best attacks and nothing's working. Mereoleona is absolutely shocked because Lucifero won't burn. Now you also have the situation where it's like, oh, Jack can't cut him. Again, this is just a completely different level. And I like how this can also go back to the first interaction that we had where when Asta's mother died, tried as she could, she couldn't get that blow that was going to finish off Lucifero. So I thought that, again, this is nice and very consistent. And what I like here is that Jack, somebody that is quick to give the hands to somebody, thinks to himself, what overwhelming power, and he gets taken out with one hit. And then Mereoleona tries to get another strike, another person who is very big on power. Lucifero looks at her, has this savage expression when he says pointless, Leona's looking like, okay, give me every drop, baby. Like, low-key, I wouldn't be surprised if Leona was getting turned on by getting slapped around like this. Like, if it gets revealed that she's got like a kink fetish for domination or something, I would not be shocked. Because she looked like she was way more excited than just being in the heat of battle right here. Lucifero crushes her arm, and it almost looked like he tore some of it off just based on the fact that on her arm you see that black outline. That's when Noel's brother shows up. He's trying to use his Mercury magic. The dude ends up getting one shot immediately. Fuegoleon comes out. He's got the full power attack coming. Lucifero looks up like, oh, how cute. We have a pet dragon, but you're not obeying the leash laws. And before this man can do anything, this man gets his pet dragon slammed down on his face. My girl Dorothy tries to get a sneak attack. She says, welcome to the world of dreams. Lucifero just blows everything away. I hate seeing Dorothy go out like that, but again, it made sense. And what I like here is that you get probably the best shot of the entire manga chapter when you see Seki. And what I like about this is that the artwork is so freaking beautiful. Like, the way that this man is sweating, he has snot coming down his nose, the way that you see the black lines on the man's face to just highlight everything, and then you got the speed lines around him, and you see the contrast with his actual thoughts on the side, and then you got like the white background right there. That's so nice. That is very beautiful art right there. That was a nice touch by Tabata to do that. And what Seki does here is he says that they're captains and they can't even touch them. What the heck kind of magic power is this? I can't tell with this guy. And again, we're just seeing further and further proof that, like, yo, Lucifero's on a different level. And what I like here is that even as Seki is saying that we can't beat him, you just see as Charlotte is trying to even attack herself. And that's when we just see more of this heat being generated by Lucifero, where Lucifero says, the mere idea of lowly human beings challenging me to a battle, it absolutely disgusts me. You should be despairing. You should be prostrating yourselves. He's basically saying, like, you're in the presence of me. You should be groveling or you should be pissing yourself. You should be shitting yourself. There's no reason why you should think you should be able to stand up to me. And what I like is that Leona, after he says that, she's the first one going up to him, ready to catch that smoke. And what I like about this right here is that this is just very consistent with her character. She's not somebody who's going to be intimidated by a sight like that. Leona, if push comes to shove, she is going to do whatever it takes in order to turn the tide of battle for herself. She's going to fight with her own self-respect. And I like how the captains, even after Leona gets knocked back, she says, no matter how far beneath you we are, we were given the title the strongest, and you get this beautiful double page spread. And like I said at the beginning of the review, I mean, this is really just showcasing the battle spirit of the captains, and the way that the artwork is drawn here is just so beautiful. This is perfect panel management. Like the page before that, where you have the setup for everything, it builds towards this moment right here. This moment here serves as an impact shot because it's an emotional impact where you see the captain's fighting spirit and you get the reaction there. Very good panel management. Great usage of anticipation panels leading up to the impact shot. I've seen enough on Tabata to say that this isn't accidental brilliance. Their fighting spirit is just that strong to where even though they're fighting somebody that has gravity magic, because of how this panel is laid out, it's making you get the idea that their fighting spirit and their resolve to fight is so great that it's weighing down on somebody that has gravity magic. So I thought that that was very nice. And just the way that Lucifero is drawn, and you have Lucifero and he's just got this blank expression on his face, and that's when Asta shows up right behind, and you get the final shot where Asta's coming through the flames. Another shot that is homage to Aizen versus Ichigo. Very beautiful. What I like there is that just as Aizen had his back to Ichigo and Ichigo comes out and tries to get the sneak attack, Asta tries doing the same thing here, and Asta ends off the chapter saying, how could you ever understand how awesome magic knights are? I love this. I love this right here because Asta's blade has been shown that if he gets a solid hit on Lucifero, he can do some damage. So all of that work that the Magic Knight captains did was all to get Asta that opening. So if Lucifero ends up getting cut once again, that's going to prove that Asta can damage him, which means that Asta's gonna be the one that he's gonna have to focus his attention on next. So I thought this was a very, very beautiful chapter. There was some very good art here. Like, while this was a action heavy chapter, there's so much good art in this chapter right here that you gotta give props where props are due, man. This was very good. Like, my favorite panels out of this are hands down the Seke panel where he's looking like he's about to piss himself, and then that panel where you have the Magic Knight captains on top of Lucifero. Those are probably my favorite panels in this entire manga chapter. So what I want to know from you guys is, did you guys think it was respectable what the Magic Knight captains did here? Let me know down in the comment section below, or are you still on pack watch for these captains? But, so always, guys, like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching until then. Have an awesome day, guys.